Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Cropper here. So we're going to talk about YouTube alchemy, and let's get a dictionary definition from the Compact Oxford English. Page 23, alchemy, the medieval forerunner of chemistry, concerned particularly with attempts to convert common metals into gold or to find a universal elixir. Now that bit about the common elements turning into gold, that's the bit we're interested in. A mysterious or paradoxical process. A mysterious or paradoxical process. So they went from the old idea, alchemy was that thing of turning stuff into gold. It was a mysterious process, and then you generalize, now we can call anything an alchemical process if it is mysterious or paradoxical. What is going on YouTube that we could apply this idea to? Well, let's put that in our pocket and let's go to a video by Bedtime with a Lunatic. His reply to my reply to Azrienoch's open letter to Richard Dawkins. First of all, there's a problem with rationalism versus empiricism that he mentions. Suffice it to say, he misunderstands it enough that I can't straighten it out in a 10-minute video. I might try in a video series, maybe, if I want to. But skipping past that incoherent part, and let me just say, I don't think that there was a single coherent thought in the whole video. Not one. I couldn't find one, but let's look at a couple of the incoherent thoughts that I was able to get to, or understand a little bit. Let's see if we can understand them. 3 minutes and 35 seconds. He says, Azrienoch is diving into post-deconstructive conversation and dialogue. He says, this is fresh. It is not wrong-headed. These are pretty much agreed upon by leading minds. And then he goes off on something else. You have to catch the coherent bits as they come, and they're not really coherent as we see here. We think that he's just on the surface, and he's actually diving into a post-deconstructive dialogue. Dude, what the hell is that? Huh? So, he says, this is fresh. You mean that in a good way? Because I would say it's fresh in a bad way, the way your mom said, don't get fresh with me. And you can say to people like Azrienoch, don't get fresh with science. Sit down, you little punk. That's how it's fresh. It is wrong-headed, and your assertion of the contrary notwithstanding. Then you say, Mr. Dospook, Mr. Bedtime with a Lunatic, these are pretty much agreed upon by leading minds. Well, you might be aware that leading minds figured out the theories of communism, and leading minds are justifying militant Islam, like Edward Said, and leading minds built the concentration camps, designed them, and worked out the theory and purpose. No, come here. Come here. You okay? Yeah, you okay? Mr. Rourke, Miss Rourke, would like to say hi to everybody. Say hello to everybody. Wherever I'm at, they like to be right there around the camera or whichever. They gotta be there. Knuckleheads. Okay, the leading minds built concentration camps, and the leading minds do all kinds of things, and they apparently fool you. Around 4 minutes and 45 seconds to 5 minutes and 10 seconds, he suggests that Dawkins has a political agenda. When you get right down to it, Dawkins is after something just like whoever else is after something. Now, and then he insinuates that science doesn't justify Dawkins' stance against religion. We'll take those one at a time, though. Let's say Dawkins does have a political agenda. Let's say he's not just out there saying I believe religion's evil and science is good. Let's say he actually wants the state to impose his views. He actually wants the state to say, religion, you have to stand on your own. If people support you, we won't support you. Let's say Dawkins does have a political agenda. He better have a political agenda. What does it mean to say he has a political agenda? He better have a political agenda. That's like saying so-and-so's being judgmental. You better be judgmental. Every day you wake up, you better be judgmental. Okay, and then he insinuates that science does not justify Dawkins' stance against religion. It's not sufficient to say that. Dawkins has given a lot of reasons why religion is no good, and any educated person in the United States of America, or in Canada, or indeed in a lot of parts of Europe, ought to have some idea for the absolute nonsense that religion is. Every educated person knows that the Bible is not true. You have to take it metaphorically, if even that. And even there, I wouldn't take it metaphorically. I just leave it. But you can't take the Bible as literal. There are people, you know that as well as I, they're teaching their kids evolution's a farce and stuff. But by and large, educated people are not complete frickin' imbeciles. So you can't just come and say that science does not justify Dawkins' stance against religion. It does, and it's justified by the very nature of the fact science is objective against an external reality we can all weigh and measure. And religion, every religion is different. Every religion has a different God and a different answer for everything. And it is sufficient until you provide evidence that it's not. So your alchemical nonsense ramblings to the contrary notwithstanding, science does justify a stance against religion. Then he rambles on about the Book of Mormon. You got me, bud. You got me. I'm an atheist. I think every religion is as stupid as your postmodernist ramblings. Your postmodernist ramblings are a type of religion. Once again, I don't think there's a single coherent thought in this video, and this video would pass muster in any philosophical discussion in any classroom in this nation, and indeed in Canada, witness Azrienoch, and in a lot of Western Europe, witness scientific discussion. This type of conversation where they say meaningless things that you can never tell if they're being literal or metaphorical, and if you try to nail them down about it, they will give you a metaphorical literal or a literal metaphorical that will get you off track. They don't want to talk about ideas. They want to do like the alchemists did. Put 1,000 things into a pot and light it on fire and stir it up and just see what happens. They have no methodology. They have no idea what they're after. They have no goals. They have no reason or purpose to do this, and they have no precedent whatsoever. And they don't believe they need a precedent whatsoever. They don't believe they need a reason. They don't believe they need a goal. They are going about philosophy the way that the alchemists went about science. Scientists, like the modern objectivist philosopher, they know what they're doing when they do something philosophical. They say, this is my point. Here's the 3 ways or 5 ways or 19 ways I justify it in these 3 areas or whichever. And that's my conclusion. That's what philosophy is. Any given essay or whatever has to address something in reality and has to say something about it, and then you have to end. They don't agree with that. They can criticize each other's criticisms of their self-criticism on an essay that has nothing to do with anything. And then they just love it. So they are the alchemists. And the objectivist philosophers are the chemists and the scientists. Azrienoch and company set in their universities, in their chair of international hermeneutics councils and whatever else, and practice astrology. And it's no better than astrology.